Hi everyone, my name is Alan and I'm representing Group B. This week I'm going to talk about the marketing strategy that we decided to implement. Last week we talked about the movie that we were going to pitch, and then we introduced our movie by the name of London Accounting. So to promote this movie worldwide, we have a proposition, and we decided to capture like certain markets. And then also we decided to develop this movie in an overseas and international market. But first, in order to target this, in order to introduce this movie, we proposed an initial U.S. rollout in major markets, such as New York, such as Los Angeles, such as Chicago, or the major cities, because our purpose is to draw attention to this movie first in those major cities with high populations, and then after we kind of let people know what kind of movie this is and when this movie is going to be released, then we can go ahead and turn our focus to other cities, and then the film can be released domestically, and also we can think about the major international markets. As far as the production cost of this movie, we know that our movie is very expensive. And as we talked about it last week, we covered all the costs. We know that also the marketing expenses are going to be really high. We estimated a large theatrical marketing budget for this movie, something about $100 million. In addition, the marketing budget includes an $81 million of budget for home entertainment, as well as $39 million budget for the TV market. So the total expected marketing cost for the London Accounting movie will be about somewhere around $220 million, which is pretty high. The marketing strategy to support this rollout will include a worldwide trailer of the film that leads up to the debut. Also, we are thinking about placing billboards in major international financial markets, as well as major streets in the biggest cities that I already introduced to you, and also in major airports. And also a television campaign that will include cast interviews in different shows, for example, late night shows, talk shows with the major interviewers, and as well as the radio promotions. We are targeting like the most listened radio stations, as far as in those biggest cities that I already mentioned, like Los Angeles, for example, 102.7 or 103.5, and the major radio stations. So, but I want to also let you know that we want to heavily develop this marketing strategy over the seas as well. That means we want to focus on international markets as well. But this is going to happen after we kind of introduced and we created that buzz in the US, especially in those major cities. And then when we are domestically done with pitching this movie, buzzing this movie, then we're going to turn our focus to the international market. And that is going to be done by talking and debating this movie with major TV channels that are seen in the United States, even though that they're in other countries, international and overseas countries, but then we know that people in the US watch those channels, and we are kind of sure that we can take this movie along further over the seas, and then once it's released, it can produce higher revenue for us. Thank you for listening, and this was our marketing strategy for the London Accounting. Sorry.